Welcome to the Donkey Show. Yes, that's right. We are living in a donkey show. Dr. Wu is setting up right now, so Dr. Wu will be here in a little bit. So don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. He'll be here in a second. You know, got to make some coffee. You know, you gotta release some kids in the bathroom. Stuff like that. That's what happens. Now, so for those of you who are here, that's probably just one person. And that one person, long commercial has ended. Yeah, I try to make it a little longer. So I put a 30-second intro, Danny, and then I put the donkey show on. Trying to let that commercial go through so you can see us from the beginning. It's funny. This channel lost its monetization almost a year ago, but they still play a lot of commercials.
I'm here. I was here the whole time, dude. I just got up to make coffee and I looked at my watch. I was like, oh my God, what is time going by fast?
Hey,
son of a bitch.
Hey, when you get older in life, time goes by quick, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, you guys see the title of the show. Let me explain the title because there was a Bigfoot sighting in Washington. I mean, there's Bigfoot sightings all over the United States of America, but we have a recent spot at Washington. It's in the heart of Olympic Mountains, where the fog hangs low and the forest seems untouched by time. A strange encounter left a group of hikers questioning everything they thought they knew. It started just after sunset near an old trail outside the Hoh Rain Forest. Now, before I go further into the story, some people need to know Hoh Rain Forest. Where is this? So, I got MapQuest out, just kind of show people so they can vision. I got some images of this place. And it's a place that Bob and I will be visiting in the summer.
Yeah.
Well, so if you see the Washington map, this is the Washington map. So now, of course, on the right, you can see Seattle on the right, but in this big green area is the Olympic rainforest. It's Olympic. It's like it's one of the thickest mountain range in the world in a way, because it's like the famous rainforest in the other country. This is like, I mean, it's green because it's deep, huge trees, and it's one of those places that it's not like California. So say you're going deer hunting, you can look down, you can find a hideout, you can have a clear sight. But if you go deer hunting like in this rainforest, you got big trees. You don't have straight shots. I mean, it's thick.
It's
so thick. You can see here, and then of course, if I scroll down, and where this is, you got the river. You see there's lake water for a Bigfoot, and there's only one way in. There's only one way into this place. So like if you and I wanted to go there, we actually have to drive like towards like Ocean Shores or Beach Lake, and then drive up 101 from the coastline to cut in to even get into this, just to get into this area. So this is why this area has always been famous for Bigfoot, because even after where the road ends, I mean, there's so much forest here that you can't get to. Now, there is images. Now, this place is it's a magical looking place. I'll show you guys pictures. A lot of people go here, Bob, for weddings and stuff, and you'll see why. You'll see why. So
which weddings? The what they call that? Wiccan weddings.
Look at this. That's in the forest. That's where it's at. I mean, this is, as I'm saying, it's rain. It's thick.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're in Magic Land. I mean, it's.
Oh man.
I mean,
Soon I'll be back there. Soon I'll be
yeah. No,
running.
we're gonna. Holy shit! I don't know how I did that. I didn't mean to do that. Did I? Shit. How did I? Okay. I mean, like I'm saying, it's like it's another world. I mean, it's a
God.
Hoot River Trail. I mean, it's thick. I mean, it. I mean, look at that right there. Look at this picture right here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think you're going to go in there and you're going to find Bigfoot right off the bat, you're fucking dreaming.
Well, he's dug in there, boy. He's dug in deep. I mean, you can hide in there. Anybody can, man. Oh boy.
Yeah, and a lot of people do weddings and stuff and up there because it's like magical land. You know, so I just kind of want people to get a vision of where this place is. And what it says here, so 3 friends from Washington had gone camping for the weekend, which a lot of people go up there because it's like when you go camping up there, it's not like you're going to a camp spot where there's like 20 campers. It's so spread out. Usually you go up there because you have your own spot. A lot of people don't take that trip because it's a long trip to go camping there where you can just find a federal camp spot closer where you're coming from. So here it says here, 3 friends from Washington had gone camping for the weekend, hoping to escape the city and film wildlife for the outdoor, YouTube channels. And that's guys, yeah, there's a lot of YouTube channels of people who just film forest, lakes, rivers, top 10 places to go in Washington. So there's a lot of YouTubers up in these mountains because the sceneries are just magical for people.
Yeah.
So says here, the weather had turned cold fast, and by 9:30 p.m., the woods had become completely silent. Now, that's a major part right there, people. I'm going to tell you something. So that's the only reason why I'm picking this story, because they actually used the correct words. Now, these aren't Bigfoot hunters. These are just regular YouTube channel guys who film the woods. But they said the woods had become silent. Bob would tell you, most mountains, it's never silent. It's noisy.
Oh, no.
You hear it. So if something went silent, something caused it to go silent. That's a major part of an evidence that people kind of overlook.
Yeah, true. I mean, you can look up all kinds of. I've experienced it. You've experienced it. I think Danny Staten's in there. He's experienced it. Whenever there's a hominid or Bigfoot or whatever you want to call it, or Gigantopithecus, everything goes silent. Like everything. There's not a bird, I mean, you can hear squirrels chirping all over the place. There are thousands of them, but they go silent. Like there's a vacuum that's so fucking strange that even your ears start to crackle. You're like, what the fuck? Like, oh, there's one around for some reason. When they come around, everything goes silent. It goes into a vacuum. It's freaky.
Yeah.
I mean, it's freaky.
And now we're not necessarily saying it automatically goes silent because the Bigfoot round. It could be, I don't know, it could be UFO, alien. I mean, we're just making the suggestions because a lot of times when you hear the word silence, you hear some kind of evidence of a Bigfoot type thing that you can't recognize from a regular animal.
Well, so they're almost telepathic. They're like telepathic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we're gonna get to that part too, Bob. We're gonna get to that telepathy. We are, trust me, we are, because it says here, at first they laughed it off, assuming it was a bear. I can see them thinking that, but a bear won't cause. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. I actually skip a paragraph. Okay, so it's too silent. One of the hikers noticed something unusual first. No birds, no insects, nothing. Even the sound of the nearby creek. Even the creek somehow went silent. Then came a loud crack from deeper in the trees, like massive branch snapping under incredible weight, which technically on our encounter, that's how we kind of noticed that Bigfoot. Yeah. You heard quietness without realizing it, but for some reason you heard crackling. It's almost like everything frozen. The only thing you hear is whatever the creature is making.
an uncomfortable silence. Like you feel it inside. You can almost feel your heart beating. I think there's something about I don't know. They're crossing into timelines. Like there's a timeline merger where they're probably ancestors from way, way, way back, and somehow it overlaps sometimes in the forest. Forests have a lot of that. Like we talked about David Paulides, the missing 911. All these people go missing in the parks. And you ever read them counts where one guy was talking about? I was like, I couldn't fucking believe he was an expert hiker. He had hiked this area his whole entire life since he was a kid, Boy Scout, all the way up. He knew it like the back of his hand. Said he was hiking up a hill, experienced the uncomfortable silence. Everything went fucking quiet. He was almost like his ears were almost tingling. He just kept hiking forward with a super, super nervousness, hair standing up. And then finally he felt better. And then they reported him as lost. And it turns out he only walked up and around the mountain, he says, but they found him like 20 miles down the road. He says he didn't walk 20 miles. He walked around the same mountain he always walks. And they found him 20 miles down the road. Like, he's like, what the fuck? So it's like a weird thing in these forests. There's like some timeline shit. And they even find those phantom staircases going into nowhere. They reported that too. Yep. So there's a whole lot of shit.
Now, I don't know if there's one person named Pilot One Reality saying, "What's up, you two? Found the Sasquatch?" I don't know if he's asking us we found the Sasquatch, or he's telling us that he found the Sasquatch. We saw one as young kids, but this story, Pilot One, is just speculation. I mean, we can't. There's no way to prove any story is real or not unless you're there. Now, so here it says, at first they laughed it off, assuming it was a bear. Now, first of all, now that I do have to question just that one line. I'll tell you why. At first they laughed it off, assuming it was a bear. Now, I left that off because any common person ain't going to laugh that Dick is the bear. They're going to be scared shitless. If these are YouTubers that just goes up and take pictures, that means they don't really have mountain experience like hunters do. You know what I mean? I don't know if they will laugh it off. So I don't know if they're not making that part up, but stretching out the truth a little bit by laughing it off, because most people will be scared shitless with the bear. Because
when you see a bear,
you see a bear, you better roll up in a ball, okay? And you better hope that bear is not taking no cocaine.
All right. Yeah, when you see a fucking bear,
you ain't gonna be laughing.
You ain't laughing. You're like, oh shit. I've come across a bear so many times. And it's just like coming around a corner. This is how it is, guys. It's like coming around a corner and you're just doing whatever. And all of a sudden you just come across a Rottweiler and it's just, it's on all four legs. It's just fucking staring at you. And you're like, oh, don't move. Don't go too fast. Look for a weapon. Get yourself prepared because you don't know what's going to come at you or not.
Because bears know when you're afraid. And that's,
you can smell it.
9
times out of 10, they'll run away. You could chuck something at them, but sometimes they ain't having it. They're gonna come at you.
So now these people said they saw this thing. It's roughly 8 feet tall, which is about the height that most people think it is. Covered in dark brown hair, standing between 2 cedar trees about 70 yards away. The figure didn't move like a bear. It stood upright, perfectly still, and watching them. One of the hikers grabbed a flashlight and pointed it towards the figure. The light caught its eyes just for a second. Amber colored and reflective, that when the creature slowly stepped behind the tree, then came the scream. Now, what's interesting about what that part is, not the part about doing the flashlight, how the eyes kind of glare, being 8 feet tall, 70 yards away. When you're in that part of the mountains to really see something, you actually got to be that close, because you ain't going to see anything from far distance in that part of the mountains. But only thing that's kind of interesting is if it's true, the bear stepped behind the tree, then it screamed. Like I'm wondering, like, why did this thing not scream in front of them? Why did it hide behind the tree to scream? What do you think about that part, Bob? Like if you're a Bigfoot, you want these people out. Wouldn't you want to scream in front of them? Or do you think there's a reason why, if this is a real story, that it went behind the tree to scream?
I think it's for the echo. I think they did it for echo. They probably have. They probably have. I mean, from what I understand, anthropologically speaking, I went to university for this. They've got a particular type of vocal cords that resonate a specific sound. It's fucking horrifying. I mean, it's a horrifying sound. I mean, it's a scream like someone getting raped or murdered, kind of a scream, and they probably echo it off all the trees. They use the trees as an echo system. They probably know where to turn their face and make that scream where it bounces all over the place. Probably a form of camouflage. So you don't know where they're coming from by echoing a scream all around. Old indigenous trick from way back, the indigenous peoples, they would do their yipping and yelling, not at the enemy, but they would yip and yell against cliff sides, flat surfaces, rocks. They would reverberate the bounce back, so you can't figure out where they are. They scream and yip and yell in certain directions, but they never do it towards. They always do it against a surface where it bounces back. So that's exactly what he's doing.
It makes sense. I mean, it's like the old theory about when you hear like a stick hit against a tree, and they say it's a Bigfoot community talking to other Bigfoot community without using their own words, Bigfoot language, whatever. They would hit the tree in a certain way, and they do certain kind of trees that gives you that bigger echo. So the echo, so other clans, know that watch out or whatever they're saying. Like Morse code. They're doing like their version of Morse code.
Yeah, and they don't want to mess with you. We probably stink to them like they stink to us. And so they don't want to fuck with you. They just want to scare you off. That's it. Just scare you off. And believe me, with their screams, you're running. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm out of here. I'm out of here, man.
Yep.
I don't want to be around here.
Well, then it says here, a deep, unnatural howl echoed through the valley, which you use the word echo because of the tree, so it does make sense, through the valley so loudly that it vibrate through the campsite, kind of like you're talking about, like it's kind of like a modern day machine in their way to make you stand, you can't move, freeze up. Modern military, you use electronics to do all this. Bigfoot's doing it with natural nature woods and stuff. And
they do it. Yeah. Remember the Russians did it to those campers, those hikers that they all were killed. They all died up in Russia, where all them, they were using that technology to reverberate sounds.
Yep.
And they were driving them I drove them as an experiment. They drove all them hikers insane, crazy. They use it against the Somalis. The Navy SEALs has a device like that they use for pirates. They use it now.
All those stories that people who used to be spies or this, and people who went to other countries and they come back and they start feeling sick, like something's wrong. They start throwing up and kind of finding out that somehow their body's been microwaved a bit, like machinery. That's coming out more and more, that people are coming back from areas feeling something's wrong.
That's not a conspiracy. That's a fact. That's one of the weapons they would use.
Yeah.
It's a microwave system. It shoots like a microwave oven, but without the box. They have one back of the vehicle. They have one big flat surface here, and they have another one that they line it up with, and they shoot the microwaves at the other one, like a microwave, like a regular microwave. And whoever's caught in the middle, where they're going to get all this radiation flowing through them, all this vibration coming through them, make them sick, makes people throw up. They have it now. It's a weapon.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Bigfoot is using like a microwave, but we're just saying that Bigfoot's using nature a way to freeze you, to cause more fear into you by the sound echoing through your body.
Oh yeah. I mean, you ever hear a fucking car crash? Like when you hear two cars crash, oh God, you don't have to see it. You just hear the sound of it. And it makes you fucking like, oh, want to shit yourself. Like, God damn, that's horrible. And when they do that same kind of distorted, weird scream, like a car crash.
We have another theory here. Maybe it went behind a tree to take a poop, and the scream was compensation. So Bigfoot saw them, didn't give a shit about the campers, how to take a crap, but it had a hard time pushing it out, so it screamed. Okay,
yeah,
that's a theory. That's a good theory.
I'd like to get a sample of that scat. I'd love it. Oh, that's steaming fresh, man. Oh, that's fresh.
Now, Pilot says, is it the microwave that have tiny bit of red mercury, or was it the old TVS?
It's more analog.
So it's not red mercury. It's more analog.
It's more analog. It's more analog. Good question, though. It's good. It's more analog than anything else. It's how they roll back then.
The point is, anything's possible, and that's correct. That is correct. Yeah. I mean, if you don't believe Bigfoot's real, all this is irrelevant to you in the first place. I mean,
aquatic animals do it. Whales do it.
That's true.
They make a noise under the water, and it travels at a long distance. They have the same kind of vocals. Same thing with dolphins, porpoises, any kind of mammal, because these are all mammals, right? They're not fish. They're mammals. So aquatic mammals also do the same thing when they make these particular sounds underwater, like a radar. It travels distances, because if you're on a submarine, you can hear whales. They know all the mammal porpoises and everything's are, because they all have that same kind of sound.
It's interesting that you brought up whales, because any one of you right now could do research up in the state of Washington. For some reason, we're having a year where we're finding more dead whales on ocean shores than ever before that's been counted. For some reason, more whales are showing up dead on the beaches here. I'm not saying from microwaves, I'm not saying from that, but there has been a huge increase.
Well, here's the one thing that has always tripped me out. We had Fukushima. The Fukushima earthquake caused all that shit to happen, and there was a buttload of fucking radiation. So it was all over the news how the radiation is headed straight for fucking Washington. And I mean, it was on every station. All of a sudden, it just stopped. It's like you don't hear anything. What happened to the big radiation wave from Fukushima? We don't know. Just disappeared. It's just like, now I'm not saying it's the radiation from Fukushima, but I'm just saying it was there. Well, it was coming, but what happened to it?
Maybe it's simple as when laws are coming out to stop whale hunting. So maybe technically there's more whales out there, and they're just now at about close to the same age that they're dying.
Yeah, I think the answer is that we need to go whale hunting, make it legal again. I want to go whale hunting.
For investigation purposes.
For investigation purposes only.
Yeah, not to make money out of it, not to make colognes or perfume or leather and stuff. It's all for study of science.
Yeah, that and baby seals. I would love to go baby seal hunting up in Alaska, but that's just for science.
Yeah. Well, we gotta cut down the word science, because we might go missing.
Oh, that's right.
Science, we might show up missing.
Well, shit, I told you that fucking somebody killed my cat here. I don't have a cat. I have a alley cat. I always feed. He's been here since I've been here. Somebody killed that fucking cat and put it underneath the mailbox here. And behind me, if you notice, there's a poster there. There was a hole in this window. I was doing a show and I heard a thump. And I just continued on with my show. And the next morning, Daryl's was like, dude, have you looked at the window? There's a fucking hole in it. There's a fucking perfectly round hole. I mean, did somebody take a shot at me? I don't fucking know. Maybe they hit me. Maybe I died. I don't know.
Maybe they're thinking is, if we hit them, we win. If he gets scared, he'll shut up, we win. So maybe they just,
It's ironic because I'm already moving. I mean, we talked about this a while back, so I was already getting prepared.
Maybe they don't want you to move back to Washington.
I don't know.
No fish to Fresno. You ain't gonna find a lot of investigation being done in Fresno. You'll find bodies, but they're from gangs.
I mean, there's no laughing matter having an animal pass away. So I'm not laughing at that. That sucked. I felt fucking awful, but something killed the cat and put it underneath my mailbox, and I'm like, what the fuck would you do that for? I mean, if somebody were to run over an animal, they would just throw it into a dumpster. They don't bring it back and put it underneath your mailbox. I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, everybody, tomorrow, just so everybody know, tomorrow's I'm older. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're taking off early in the morning. We're going to be driving up to Port Angeles, up on water, open ocean. So we're going to maybe we'll see some whales, maybe we'll see some seals, and then we're taking a ferry boat where we're driving our car onto it, going to Victoria Island, BC,
yes,
and go explore. And this is going to be a fun trip because I get to bring my car onto the ferry boat.
Well, don't forget, you're misremembering. What you're saying is a Mandela effect. It's no longer.
I know they call it Vancouver Island.
It's Vancouver Island. And since I've lived there, it's always been Victoria Island, even on the maps. Because
and
all of a sudden, Victoria,
wait a minute. Victoria is their state capital. It's their country capital. It's like the White House for Washington D.C. It's like, why would they want to name that island Vancouver City off a city versus its own capital, which I don't know.
That changed for me on all the maps. I'm like, wait, man, it wasn't Vancouver Island. It's Victoria Island.
Now, Danny says the Russian probably killed 3 whales. They found that one whale's wheel harness.
Oh.
And then Pilot says killing animals was just something everyone did in those days. Oh, still honey. And of course, people still do too. So going down further to the story here, let's see where was I? Okay, so a deep scream. Okay. So once they heard the scream, the group panicked. One dropped their phone while trying to record. Another yelled that they hear heavy footsteps circling around them in the dark. Now they did say something right. They dropped the phone. They wanted to use the phone for recording because where they're at, guys, there's no phone reception. You're not going to get phone signal unless you have the internet service like Starlink.
Yeah, I got to look into that.
Yeah. I sent you.
I saw that.
Yeah, because I guess they're having a special. So
it's $35 for the first 3 months. But what's
for the first 3 months? Yeah.
What's after the 3 months?
Yeah, and I wouldn't think it'd be too much more, but it'd be something like you're talking about. Try as an experiment, like
even
if I have internet here, if I'm going somewhere, I would try it for $35 a month to see how it works out in the mountains up there and all that.
Yeah, it does work in the high mountains. That's what we had up here in the Sierra Mountains. We went up there. Remember, that's what they had. They had this Starlink.
And it worked pretty good. We were able to watch the Seahawks game up there.
We watched the Seahawks game in the middle of the fucking high ass mountains.
Yeah. And then it says here, another yell came and they heard footsteps for nearly 10 minutes. They stayed frozen beside the fire as rocks were tossed from somewhere in the woods around the camp. Now that story you hear a lot of times where people in camp spots, whatever, they get things thrown at them, kind of like, hey, we're giving you a warning. You don't get the fuck out of here. We're going to come out. So they throw rocks, sticks, whatever. So that's a related story which makes it more real if they're not telling the truth or not. Now, then everything stopped. It says it. Everything stopped. The next so what they meant is the rock stopped. Everything just stopped. Everything went back to normal. And it says here the next morning they discover massive footprints pressed deep into the mud near the edge of the camp, each one nearly 17 inches long.
Fuck.
So they have no clear photos, and it makes sense why this is why Bigfoot do things more at night, so you can't get clear pictures. And most of the time, when we're at nighttime, you're not thinking of pulling out your cameras, getting it ready. So it's almost like hitting you from behind with being surprised. So that makes sense. Now, no proof anyone could fully verify. Even if he had proof, people aren't going to believe you. That's just the way it is. But every single one of them left the Olympic Mountains convinced they had encountered something impossible hiding in the forest of Washington State. According to the local legends, they're not the only ones. Well, I mean, that's common. I mean, there's 10,000 stories now. Now, like I said, the only reason I brought up that story because they said a couple of things is interesting. How the sound went silent, which we've heard that from credible people that we think be more truthful than lying. But I mean, you really don't know people to the max.
Well,
how far they will go to tell a story. Now, some people will say, "Well, Eric and Bob, you got to get up there right away. You got to investigate right away." I want to tell I want to tell everybody this. This is where everybody is false. Now, there's exception to every theory and every story. If a Bigfoot spots a group, right, then they try to scare you, whatever, you can send up 20,000 people in the next week or two, you ain't going to find nothing.
No.
Because a Bigfoot will move on because they know this. They know that when they get people out of an area, they're going to come back with doubled and tripled. So most when you hear these stories, people are like, "Oh, we got to go investigate it right now." You're making a mistake because you ain't going to find nothing. Your best bet is to wait 90 days, 60 days, kind of like let them kind of slowly come back. Because, like you said, Bob, they can smell you. They know they're not. If these things can't be caught, they're not stupid. They're not gonna stick around and wait for the next group to show up and say, "Hey, we took this camp spot. You know, we won."
Well, men
aren't like Trump, right? They know when to leave and come back.
Men stink. So females, on the other hand, to a Bigfoot, have a different hormonal smell. So
like Dina. She smells differently than us.
Yeah. So, when I hear about all these female Bigfoot hunters having all these encounters, I'm like, yeah, I actually believe them. Yeah. And then when guys talk about it, I'm like, no, you didn't, you fucking lying bastard. You stinky bastard.
Well, come on.
Females.
By nature, men are more evil usually than women, and they can sense that. So if you're going to show yourself, I'd rather show myself to a woman that's probably more there to investigate than where a man wants to take out a gun and ask questions afterwards.
Well, they're probably a patrilineal society where they have alpha structures, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, they all the way down the, they have their, the alpha male, and they probably do the male things, and, and then structure, then the females are just the females. And so when it comes down to a bunch of sweaty fucking dudes out there backpacking, they can smell it and they're feeling threatened by it. And probably the alpha male is probably the one doing all the screaming and throwing rocks and shit because they don't want to be challenged. They don't want to be. It's just like the same thing with canines. They have their own structure or whatever. But I would imagine they're hominids, which means they're hominids. That means they're like humans, and they probably have a structure thing. And that makes all the sense in the world. It would be like that. Chucking rocks at a bunch of dudes.
I'm just going closer so you can see how this road ends. It's called Hoh Road. And, of course, there's a big lake, which is, water for the Bigfoot. And then what is this? I'm thinking this must be right here. Must be a trail.
Well, they're probably living in a cave system. Obviously, they live in a cave system.
Oh, God, yeah.
Especially with all the geological stuff over there where you used to have glaciers, lots of caves. So it'd be a perfect place for them to stay. Staying in caves way down deep and coming out.
I'm just seeing how long it'll take us to get there.
Troglodytes. Fucking troglodytes.
Okay, let's see. Let's see how long it takes to get there. So for us to get there, the drive time is 4 hours and 6 minutes.
Well, it's not bad.
No. Like I said, you just can't go across. you actually have to drive down all the way to Olympia, then to drive all the way up, like I was talking about. You almost have to drive down like the ocean shores and then go all the way up. Even though it's more north, you have to go south, then go north.
Yeah. Wow, that'd be fucking hell of a trip. Well, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Now, where I'm going tomorrow, if you guys see right here, it says Port Angeles right here, where the little hand is. So I'm driving there tomorrow, and then
catching the ferry,
and then this section here, well, it says
catching the ferry.
And the ferry goes straight across, and this little white thing here is actually the island, is Victoria Island. Technically it's not, well, it is an island because it does connect to the mainlands, but there is roads, but you have to go all the way up to go on bridges to go across. But most way to get to this island, you got to take a ferry boat.
Yeah, you got to catch ferry.
And one of the most awesome places in the world, people. If you ever want to go Bigfoot hunting or any kind of investigation hunting and you want to go to a gorgeous place, off to the right there's a place called San Juan Channel, the San Juan Islands.
San Juan Islands.
Man, that place is like a place of its own. I mean, it's
Well, I told you about how me and the famous Russian spy Dave Krudakmitkin, David Krud, we went up there to look for descendants of the Nazis that were brought over here in World War II, called Operation Paperclip. And they'd sent all the families up there to the San Juan Islands, according to the rumor. Mm-hmm. And all the families lived there, the families of the scientists that were down there in Alabama. And so once Dave found a map, we wanted to go fucking find out if we could find these families. And we got down in them islands and we're like, holy shit, dude. We saw symbols were used in propaganda by the Nazis. And we're like, holy shit, the families are here. The families are here. There were a lot of an unusually large volume of Scandinavians and Germans, they're calling themselves Scandinavians, living on them harbors and them harbor islands all over the place. A lot of that just super suspect, man. They got all kinds of crazy stuff. They've got ancient druid rituals going on out there. They've got all kinds of Wiccan. I mean, in fact, there was a movie called a remake with Nicolas Cage. What's it called? Wicker Man. Wicker Man was off of one of the islands out there in the San Juans. I
forgot which one, but yeah, it was.
It was a Wicker. We went out there and we're like, holy shit, there are whole communities of Wiccans.
What island in Washington was used for the movie Wicker Man?
The newer one with Nicolas Cage. Put Nicolas Cage, because if not, you get the one out of you get one out of Scotland. Yeah, there's one. The original one was in Scotland, so this one's in the Americas. Yeah, it's amazing out there. I can't wait to get out there again.
Yeah, it was it was 2006. Nicolas Cage was primary. The primary film location was Bowen Island, Saturna Island, which is British Columbia, Canada, which is San Juan Island. It's all there's so many islands there.
Yeah.
Some of the islands belong to Canada, some of the islands belong to us. But that's where they filmed it, in that area. So yeah, like you're saying, there's a strong community with that stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back out there and take a look all over that place, man. It's pretty fucking cool out there. Oh my God, I can't wait to get back out there.
Oh yeah,
went all over the place, man. I hiked all up and around, all over Vancouver Island, or you want to call it Victoria Island. I hiked all over them fucking places. Me and
Yeah.
Dave
Bowen
rode.
Island mostly that belongs to Canada, which is it's like it's real close. And then I wonder if that island has that thing. Oh, let me close that out. That right there. Wouldn't that be cool? The island has that. The Bowen Island.
Well, you and I came across in the woods the wood troll.
The wood troll didn't know that was there.
Yeah, we came across out of nowhere in the middle of the forest a goddamn wood troll made of wood, big fucker. The wood troll, we found that one. It's just like the Wicker Man. It's the same height. It's big. If they make these types of wood trolls and put a human inside of them and set them on fire, that's the sacrifice.
You know, I think our friend World Bigfoot Central should take a trip from Montana, come down and join us to that place to do that Bigfoot investigation.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know, Montana's not really technically that far from here. It's just Washington, Idaho, Montana. I mean, it's right. It's in some ways we're almost neighbors.
We'll bring some coldies. We'll get a little lit along the way. Maybe eat some hot dogs, hamburgers, a little barbecue.
Yeah, let me see here. Let me type in Bowen Island in that
Bowen Island.
Oh,
I think it's a British island.
Bowen Island. Okay, so we go. Okay.
Well, the one thing I'm going to tell you guys not to do, I found this out, do not do when you're on them islands, because I was hanging out with this Russian guy. So anyway, that's a whole story by itself. They picked him up. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. But anyway, we were sitting with a bottle of whiskey, and we decided to play a game and do a shot every time we saw a Subaru on them islands. Subaru. And so we got wasted because we realized that every vehicle there is a Subaru. So don't do a drinking game with Subarus. Don't.
It's interesting. Vancouver. Technically, Vancouver is only 2.5 hours away from where we're at. I mean, it's only 2.5 hours. So go to Vancouver. You go past Vancouver, and they got a ferry boat, a Bowen Island ferry boat that takes you there.
That's what I did. Oh, we went to Canada first, and then caught that shorter trip straight across. And then we drove all the way out to the Juan de Fuca trails. All those trails along the ocean side. It's fucking gorgeous. Then we got really drunk with some local hipsters that are Canadian hipsters. We got really wasted. Yeah, it was a massive party. Fucking Canadians can party.
Yeah, maybe they have a statue of Nicolas Cage there.
Maybe. Them islands.
Welcome to the island.
Those islands are sus, boy. I'm telling you. There's
the island that burnt me on fire, that put me on fire.
I mean, I'm a big paganism. I'm paganist, whatever. So when I got out there, I was like, this is all pagan. There is very little of any of the other religions. No Christianities, no Muslims, no Buddhists, no nothing. Just strictly earth pagans out there. And I'm like, man, nobody fighting. Everything's beautiful. I'm like, everything is gorgeous. Food is amazing. People are nice. I'm like, wow, this is what a pagan culture lives like an actual living pagan culture out there. That's amazing.
Yeah, but you're right. The original Wicker Man, 1973. They're based off the remote islands located off of Scotland in the Hebrides.
Off of Scotland, yeah, that's where they were originally doing all the human sacrifices and stuff, for the gods, all that fun stuff. So I would imagine if they're the same paganistic ones that want to do a certain thing, I'm imagining there are probably some human sacrifices out there.
Yeah, and that movie came out the year I was born.
Yeah. I imagine some seniors probably volunteer for, I wouldn't imagine it's not open murder. I imagine there's probably older people that volunteer to be sacrificed ritualistically out there. Why not? Fuck it. They're all going to go to wherever they're going to ascend to, Valhalla, to this place, that place. I don't fucking know. I don't care. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the. So I was just curious. I just like, so what are the sightings numbers so far for the year 2026 that people have reported? So as early May 2026, reports indicated at least 8 high incredible Bigfoot sightings in the Northeast Ohio during March 2026. The other reported sightings in early 2026 includes Minnesota and, of course, the Pacific Northwest. That's where we're at, with additional sightings reported in Ontario, Canada. So I wonder what's going on with Ohio. What's the big thing going on in Ohio? Why are they hanging out in Ohio?
They had a massive spike in Ohio, like an unusually large spike in Ohio out of nowhere. Like you got nothing out of Ohio. All of a sudden, there are hominid or Bigfoot sightings all over Ohio. Like, what happened to Ohio? Like, what is the significance of Ohio? That's strange. But they do have some strange, their topography is a little bit unusual there.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at numbers, just we all know most of these are false Bigfoot. We know that. But what I'm getting at is Ohio does have a high number of listings, 332.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to Oregon, 262. Now Washington 731. But I mean, this is we're in the breeding grounds of Bigfoot. California, a lot of mountains, and one of the things you learn, like here, look at Montana. Montana says 55. And I think Montana, of course, has way more Bigfoot action than most any other state.
Yeah.
Compared to Northwest. I just think Montana people are more.
They just don't report it.
They don't give a shit. They don't need to
report.
Give a shit.
They have less population.
Bigfoot, he lives in Montana. He doesn't report all his sightings. People in Montana, it's like, yeah, so Bigfoot's out here. We know it. We don't need to report it. We don't want. They don't want people like us up there investigating their land. So I can see that.
Yeah, they just don't report it as much. They got a lot.
Felons, murderers, and rapists.
Oh, the Bigfoots? I don't know.
They were felons. I wonder if he talk about the Wicker Man or something.
Maybe it's the Wicker Man. Maybe it's the Wicker Man. Yeah.
Bigfoot Family Reunion, Ohio, 2026.
Right?
Will perform.
Right? There's a lot of them. I got to look over the topography of Ohio, trying to figure out why the hell that happened.
I mean, it's somewhat interesting. Click on Ohio. Let me see what county has the most sighting. Here's a 16 here. Let me see any other higher number than 16. Oh, here's a 19 in Portage. So okay. So 19 Portage. Just click on Portage. Just click on number 19. Possible nighttime encounter while fishing. Okay. Possible visit heard while training hunting dogs near Atwater. A lot of it near water, right? Possible ongoing activity reported by a family living close to the Revenant Arsenal.
Which is telling me that it's probably maybe some hominid Bigfoots. Mostly they're probably drunk Italians and Turkish people just getting wasted by the fucking water's edge fishing. Can be mistaken easily for Bigfoot. So that's just my opinion. And
we know all Bigfoot sightings in South Dakota, South Carolina is probably Danny's backyard.
Yeah.
They love his smell because they always smell that green stuff. They're like, this is home for us.
Well, they also know when Danny gets Meals on Wheels, and then they probably show up for a fucking snack. Like, oh, he's getting his fucking Meals on Wheels. Everyone show up. It's fucking Salisbury Steak Day.
He was talking about the Wicker Man.
Oh yeah. Fuck yes, we figured. Yeah, there's a lot of there's just I mean, there's a lot of filthy, unusually rich people on them islands, and again, they are clear. I mean, they are Scandinavian. Let me just say it 100%. It's rare to see somebody who's not Scandinavian out there in them islands. I mean, we're talking the old classical German braids and blonde hair, blue-eyed people running all over the place out there. And I'm like, wow, that's an unusually large volume of of white people in one fucking place. So,
So interesting, Bob. It's kind of that.
I love Salisbury steak.
That Han Bigfoot sighting place has a campground, and for whatever reason, they have a campground up there that we can stay for free, and it's open all year round.
Oh, we might have to go check it out.
A lot of campgrounds are done after like August or so, campground. But they got ones open all year round. We might have to go up there during winter.
We do. I want to
winter here means pure rain up there.
Again, I want to debunk Bigfoot up there in Ohio and all those places. I still think there are a bunch of naked drunk Italians running around just getting all fucked up. So that's my guess. Or yeah,
I don't see why not.
Yeah, or they could be drunk Turkish guys running around naked, getting drunk.
I mean, you never know.
You never know. Never know till you go look.
Yeah, let me see. I'm just looking at what state technically has the lowest amount of sightings. So the state that has the lowest amount is actually it's a tie between Rhode Island and Delaware.
Well, yeah, look at this. You gotta look what's there.
I know, right? I know a person in Rhode Island claims he's seen the whole world, and Rhode Island has the less sightings of any place anywhere. Like, wow. So everybody else have low sightings, but these few people who live there has all the sightings.
Yeah, they got the corner market for it. It's just like, or they just make it up, just making the shit up. Fuck it. Why not, man? When in Rome, be a Roman. Lie like the Romans do,
I gotta ask Dean a question. Why does everybody make jokes of Florida? I'm watching the news today, local news, and almost every day there's a segment of, let's look at another crazy thing that's happened in Florida. I was like, what? Why does everybody pick on Florida?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I mean, we're here in Washington. Every day there's a segment. What's crazy about Florida? And then they pick the most craziest story there is. I'm like, I'm sure they got stories like that in every state. But why? What's Florida that people want to pick on it so much?
I know. There's just a lot of wacky fucking people in Florida. I mean, I even heard about a guy that smoked spice and was eating another homeless man and thought he was Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, but California's got a shitload of people too.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know what it is, man. It's like, even the radio station have a segment of crazy things that happen in Florida. And I'm sitting there like, if you're from Florida, I even watching even was it last night? Even on the Jimmy Kimmel show, there has crazy stories that happen in Florida. So local news channels here, radio stations, talk shows. It's like everybody makes fun of Florida.
They're just entertained by Florida.
Florida man, you need to watch that show. Florida man. Is that a YouTube guy?
Probably a reality show. I mean, it's just popular. Like when I was in England, running all over the place, Dog the Bounty Hunter was on everybody's television. I'm like, and I'm in America, and I'm like, Dog the Bounty Hunter.
There's a movie on Netflix called Florida Man.
Oh,
Just watch Florida Man. Netflix official site. There's a show. Connor is on it. Are Connor's on that? Connor's on it. It's a serious. Huh.
No shit.
Really?
Connor's in it, huh? That's fucking weird.
Huh.
Finally made it to Hollywood. I wonder if Connor finally made it to Hollywood.
Hold on, Florida Man has that. Is that actor from that crazy Scotland guy? What's his name? Edgar. Let me see. Starring. Oh no, it's not the guy. Edgar, a guy who's in. I was thinking of Geostorm, but it says it's starring some guy named Edgar Ramirez.
Huh. I have no idea. I mean, I don't really watch anything about Florida.
He's on the Bigfoot one. Oh, he's on the Bigfoot one. So this movie must not be it. Oh, okay. So it's a bunch of Florida man stories. It's serious. I think there is 2 seasons. Okay. I'm gonna ask her how can I watch it? Is it on? I don't know why I'm speaking out loud, typing in the chat where she can hear us. You know what I mean? Like she can hear me. Like, is this a YouTube show called Florida Man, or this on a? I want to see the one with Connor on it.
They just probably got popular. You know, they'll pick a place and then they'll start making a reality show. And next thing, you know, the reality shows are all fake. I mean, they're all scripted. There is no like the fucking Bigfoot hunters, the Monster Quest hunters, and all these fucking fake ass shows.
It's a hold on a second. It's actually Netflix. It's actually a limited series. So it's not a movie. It's a series.
Reality show series, probably.
Yeah. So so I'm gonna check that out. I want to find the one with Connor on it.
Let me know which one.
No, I think you're right, Dina, because I just saw it says Netflix Florida Man limited series. So it's a limited. Now they always say limited series until the show gets popular. Then there's a new season that comes up.
Yeah,
so
I don't.
It's a bunch of different types of stories that happen in Florida. It's awesome. All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'll check it out. So, Bob, what do you got going on?
Gotta go just doing some basic shopping. I might do a show tomorrow. Today, I'm getting myself prepared for Washington. So I've been taking long walks and jogs and just getting the fucking sea legs back to the ground again, and you know, just trying to get myself mentally prepared for the move. You know, I mean, it's just like going through all my shit. You know,
and of course, you know, tomorrow I'm turning 21 tomorrow. I'm gonna be 21, so I'll be allowed 21 to drink. Tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna be going to Canada.
Yeah.
Hold on. Danny put a link. In here, episode 2, Bigfoot dead cousin coming back to stop in Florida. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah. So hopefully I'll survive. I'm gonna take off tomorrow and then come back Sunday night. You know, get away. You know, one thing about anybody ever been to Victoria, Canada, Victoria Island, not Vancouver Island. Fuck that Mandela effect. It's Victoria Island. The food's great.
Yeah. Oh God, the food is great. I love Victoria Island. I always had a blast there.
What is this?
It's just a town.
I'm starting to think, why don't helicopter pilots see Squatch when leaves comes down in the fall? Good point.
Right. Also, point. They have thermo now. Why don't they see them in thermo? You know, it's fucking thermo.
Maybe.
But why can't satellite see them in thermo?
Maybe if the beast has a way to turn off the heat somehow where you can't tell with thermal. I mean, I don't know.
I still think they're interdimensional. I don't think they're here. I think they kind of blend in and bleed in. Every once in a while, they bleed out.
Yeah. That's why we don't try to push anybody to believe in. You know, it's up to you. It's all up to you. You don't have to believe it or not. If you believe that's, you know, he has a good question. You know, with all the drones and stuff, why aren't we seeing it better with better cameras? I mean, they're all good questions. They're all good questions. You know, if we have the answers. You see here. Most pilots watch the sky, not the ground. I know my dad. I know my dad was a pilot.
Well, you also have a co-pilot. You also have another guy that does the monitoring, like in the military. You'll have a pilot, you have a co-pilot, and you have a guy that just does the fucking. He just looks around. All he does is look around the back.
Well, so, and sometimes when you're looking out the window of a helicopter or not, you're not necessarily looking for a Bigfoot. So sometimes, how many times when you're looking for something and it's right in front of your face and you just keep bypassing with your eye somehow?
Well, yeah, there's no science funding to hunt Bigfoot.
Yeah, and I was looking for that. Yeah, if we're not looking for a Bigfoot, they might be one right in front of their face, and they're just not realizing it too.
Yeah, they wouldn't know anyway. It could be a bear, it could be a human. They don't know what the fuck it is because they're technically hominids, so they're human primates. You can't fucking tell the difference on a camera. You know?
Yeah. So beyond that, people, we're gonna end the stream.
You're muted. You
scream wild like a busted horn. Classical fire badly torn. Pretty chaos razor clean. High on noise machine. The Donkey Show. Strange and loud. Bad high heels feedback lost in the crowd. The Donkey Show. Twisted glow. Fear horror madness in a low and roar. Donkey Show. Strange and loud. Bad high heels feedback lost in the crowd. Donkey Show. Twisted glow. Finger horror madness in a low and roar.
I don't know why I like seeing the little baby and the donkeys dance. I don't know why, but so you're mute. Up you're on mute. Oh, so can you hear me? Oh no! So okay, dog, get off. All right, here you go. So I actually researched it, and the reason. Oh, hold on.